Hi everybody! Last time we were together I read a story by the wonderful author and illustrator Mercer Mayer called There's Something in My Attic. Today I'm going to read another story by Mercer Mayer called There's a Nightmare in My Closet. Now, during the story I'm going to ask some questions about how the little boy is feeling, and I'm going to ask you to stop and draw a picture of the monster just like we did in the last story. And I'm also going to stop and ask you what some of the words in the story mean. I want you to talk about them with Mommy and Daddy. At the end of the story, I will ask you to discuss some questions with Mommy and Daddy about the story. Okay, let's begin. There used to be a nightmare in my closet. Now look at the little boy's room in the story. Talk to Mommy and Daddy about how is your room like the little boy's room and how is it different? You can press stop on the player and then press play when you're ready to continue. Before going to sleep, I always close the closet door. How's the little boy feeling in the story? Look at his face, and that'll give you a clue. Tell Mommy and Daddy. I was even afraid to turn around and look. When I was safe in bed, I'd peek sometimes. What does peek mean? Look at the illustration for a clue. Tell Mommy and Daddy what you think peek means. One night I decided to get rid of my nightmare once and for all. What's the little boy going to do? Make a prediction or a guess in your brain. As soon as the room was dark, I heard him creeping toward me. Now, this is where I want you to press stop on the player, and I want you to draw a picture of what you think the monster in this story looks like, just like we did in the last story. I also want you to talk to Mommy and Daddy about what creeping means. It said, I heard him creeping toward me. When you're ready to continue, press play. Okay, now I'm going to read the last page again. As soon as the room was dark, I heard him creeping toward me. Creeping means walking quietly. Quickly, I turned on the light and caught him sitting at the foot of my bed. Go away, nightmare, or I'll shoot you, I said. What does the foot of the bed mean? Look at the picture for a clue. The foot of the bed. Tell Mommy and Daddy what you think. The foot of the bed means the end of the bed. I shot him anyway. My nightmare began to cry. How's the little boy feeling now in the story? I was mad, but not too mad. Look at the little boy's face for a clue. Nightmare, be quiet or you'll wake Mommy and Daddy, I said. He wouldn't stop crying, so I took him by the hand. And I tucked him in bed. And closed the closet door. I suppose there's another nightmare in my closet, but my bed's not big enough for 3. How's the little boy feeling now? Look at his face for a clue. The end. Wow, that was a great story. I could read that story over and over again. Well, I hope you discussed the questions that I asked with Mommy and Daddy. Now I'm going to ask some other questions that you can talk about with Mommy and Daddy. Who was the main character in this story? There's a nightmare in my closet. Remember, the main character is who the story is mostly about. What was the setting of the story? Where did the story take place and when did it take place? Where means like the park, the school. Where did the story take place and when? Did it happen in the daytime, in the nighttime, on Monday or Tuesday, in the summer, in the fall? Tell everything you know about the setting of the story. Now, I asked you to think about how the little boy was feeling in the story at the beginning and the middle and the end. How did his feelings change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story? Tell Mommy and Daddy about a time that you felt like the little boy in the story. Have you ever been afraid at night like the little boy in the story? Tell Mommy and Daddy about a time like that. Now, you can always rewind if you forget the questions and listen to them again and talk about the answers with Mommy and Daddy. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did, and I'll see you next time.